Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. I have been without a power. We've been without power for 24 hours, actually 26 hours. I would have been on a lot sooner, but our transformer, about a few houses down from me, exploded. It literally exploded. We heard an explosion, and then maybe 45 minutes later, there was a second explosion. The fire department was here, the police, the electric company. I mean, it was crazy. And I have been trying to, reach out. I've been watching the messages on Etsy, and people are like, well, when are you going to do? I can't do anything right now until my power comes back on, and I am noticing there are issues, especially with the United States Postal Service. This week alone, I had two people that I mailed packages to in January, and they just got the package this week. What I think is going on is the U.S. Postal Service is shorthanded in some states, in some locations, and they're just not saying anything. That's what I suspect is going on. It just blew me away. One person, I mailed their package on the 28th of January, and they just got it this week in March. And then another person, I mailed their package around the 21st of January, and they just got it this week. So I don't know if they're in a. I'm going to see if I can find out, but I think that's what's going on. They're shorthanded in certain locations. And if that is the case, they should say something, but they say nothing. So it's strange, very strange. So anyway, let's talk about the topic at hand. Ladies and gentlemen, they want our people out in the streets bad, very badly, to the point where they're now trying to play on the emotions of Black people by using George Floyd. So, Ben Shapiro, many of you might have heard, came out and said, George Floyd, killer, Derek Chauvin, should be released and pardoned for what he did. Why is he doing this? Because y'all, we haven't been out in these streets protesting, and they are trying to now do everything, including throwing the kitchen sink. to get us out there again. Number one, the police wants us back out there. See, they don't have nobody to use nightsticks and guns on anymore. And Elon Musk took Ben Shapiro's tweet and he put it out there on X. All right. So they are desperate to get us out in these streets, and that should tell you that something is seriously wrong. If they really want something badly from us, you know it's a setup. Stay out of the streets. Even if they release Derek Chauvin, stay out of the streets. And what we can do is use our platforms to speak out against it. Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, our voices do carry a lot of weight. That's why they sabotage our channels. This is why they keep our numbers down, because our voices do carry a lot of weight. So don't worry about Derek Chauvin being released. This is the culture of the people that do these things. Remember, them killing us and then getting off for it has been going on in America for hundreds of years. This is part of their culture, believing they can kill one of us and don't have to pay. This is how they've been thinking for hundreds of years. And this is how they have used their courts for hundreds of years to get each other off. So, what Ben Shapiro is proposing is actually very historic. This has been going on in America forever now. So, there's no need in us to overreact and take to the streets. George Floyd, we're going to always remember George Floyd, the protest and everything. But George Floyd is now gone. He's no longer part of the living, but we are. And we can't let these demons manipulate what we do. They want us badly in these streets, ladies and gentlemen, because they want everything to go back to the way it was. The fact that they can't get us out in these streets is bugging the hell out of them. And I say never let Elon or Ben Shapiro have what they want. Deny them of it. Okay? And it just goes to show you they can't do nothing to us unless they have access to us. All right? Here's the proof. Since the protests have been going on for these last few months, we have you seen any police officers out there? See, they're itching to get out there to get at us, and we're just not coming. We have taken that away from them. And eh, don't ever believe that they don't have an agenda. They most certainly do. And, and some people are also saying martial law. Perhaps, maybe they don't want to scream martial law with their people in the streets. They would much rather do that with us in the streets. Well, here's my answer to you, Ben Shapiro. It ain't gonna happen. I know y'all believe, oh, black people are so emotional. Oh, just jerk at something they really care about and that'll get them in the streets. Wrong. We already told you we are sitting this out and we meant it. We meant every word of it. So you can sit there and believe bringing up Derek Chauvin is going to make us rise up and run to the street. You can believe that all you want. It ain't going to happen. Martial law will get jumped off by your people, Ben Shapiro. It won't be us. It'll be your people. When y'all start acting up, and it's coming because I did, and I'm going to probably do a video on, they were told not to do the right wing Republican Party, were told to stop doing town halls. See, those reps got tired of being cussed out by their own people. And now they have shut down the town hall meetings in the Republican Party. If anybody is emotional, it's your people. Okay, you get screamed at in some town halls. Now it's time to shut down the town halls. What, you can't handle nothing? That looked like some overly sensitive stuff. Aren't you, as a politician, supposed to tackle the difficult things too? Well, y'all seem to be falling apart. Now, that looks emotional to me. That looks very sensitive, and it looks like you're weak. So some people yell at you at a town hall and you ready to shut everything down now. That's weak. That's emotional. So let's get into this clown show that's going on. So Elon Musk decided to weigh in on what Ben Shapiro proposed, because these guys think it's some joke. Let's make them Negroes mad. Yeah, okay. Well, what if you don't get what you want? What's plan B when you don't get plan A right? So, billionaire Elon Musk shared his thoughts on a growing campaign urging President Donald Trump to pardon Derek Chauvin. And we know what he did to George Floyd back in 2020. Musk responded to the post from Ben Shapiro, um, and he said it's something to think about. Actually, it's nothing to think about. He was sentenced to 22 and a half years in prison. It's nothing to think about. Okay, it's absolutely nothing to think about. Elon, why don't you get back to your cat of mine? Stick to the things you know. Shapiro, founder of a Daily Wire, has launched a petition urging Trump to grant a presidential pardon to Chauvin, saying the former officer was unjustly convicted. Well, like I said, this is their history of not wanting to go to jail for what they do, especially to us. They feel that is not a crime. What he did to George Floyd was not a crime. Chauvin is serving 22 and a half years, a state sentence for second degree unintentional murder, as well as a concurrent 21-year federal sentence for violating George Floyd's civil rights. In January, President Trump pardoned two Washington, D.C. police officers convicted in the 2020 unaliving of Karen Hilton Brown, a 20-year-old Black man. The act of clemency raised questions about whether Trump would extend pardons to other officials involved in high profile cases of violence against Black Americans. Of course he would. Of course he would. At the end of the day, Donald Trump is the same racist he's always been. Of course he would. In an open letter to Trump, Shapiro said that Chauvin's conviction was the result of an unfair trial environment shaped by external pressures. I know everything is just so awful for y'all. It's just so awful. He stated that there was a massive overt pressure on the Minnesota jury to deliver a guilty verdict, regardless of the evidence or impartial deliberation. Shapiro shared his views in a video posted on X. And see, this is why we don't trust y'all, because you have many Ben Shapiros among you, and y'all never put these people in check. Y'all just let them permeate and stench up the place like a demon. And you do nothing. You say nothing. You counteract nothing. And see, this is why we can never join you in any protest. We can't join you in any political opposition that you have against Donald Trump, we can't join y'all because as long as you got these Ben Shapiros among you, you can never, ever, ever be fully trusted. You can't be trusted. So Musk's response to Shapiro was not long but carried significant weight. As he often does to amplify his views, Musk elevated Shapiro's uh, this he just took his words and posted it up on X. That's all. So anyway, he reiterated the argument that Floyd's death was not caused by Chauvin, but a health issue or some drug use, which is a load of BS. Even Candace Owens came out with that garbage. So anyway, they go on to say, it was fentanyl. It was fentanyl. So now every MAGA person is a health expert, y'all. That's what they are. They're all of a sudden they're a health expert. And without seeing or doing the autopsy of George Floyd, they can tell you what happened. These MAGA nuts that can't get nothing right, they are the experts on George Floyd now. So he goes on to say the autopsy report did not show damage to Floyd's trachea. Okay, so Shapiro is an expert now, y'all. An expert on bullshit. So anyway, concluding calling the conviction to be overturned. Just because these folks come out and say these things, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. And even if Donald Trump pardoned Chauvin, it is, Donald Trump is just going to bring more judgment down on America. Do y'all see how other countries are coming forward and they are refusing to buy from America now? They are literally turning away American products because they can't stand Donald Trump. Okay? They can't stand Donald Trump. So American goods are now being rejected. And that's going to grow more and more, especially with Donald Trump making enemies out of everybody, even people that were supposed to be allies. He is now making them arch enemies. And y'all, all we can do is step aside, let these folks take to the streets and let them continue to protest. This is their fight. This is not our fight. Whoever voted Donald Trump in, let those folks go out and fight. This is their battle. It's not ours. Stay out of the way. One thing we are seeing, we are watching the house of Esau crumble. It is falling apart, y'all. They are so divided now, it ain't even funny. Every day we are seeing how divided they are. They are nowhere near united. They are very divided for real. And those divisions are going to get more and more physical. It is not the time for us to throw in the towel when we already said we're going to stay out of it. Stay out of it. Stay out of the streets. Even if they release Derek Chauvin, stay out of the streets. Stay out of the streets. They're not doing anything we haven't seen before. We have seen countless officers unalive our people and walk. So, like I said, this is part of their culture to do stuff like this. We have seen their culture before and we're just seeing it again. It's nothing new. Sure. This is their culture. It's nothing new. Nothing new. So please stay out of the streets. I mean, if you want to express yourself, express it on social media, but don't go in the streets. Don't give the Ben Shapiros and Elon Musk of the world what they want. Always deny them of what they want from us. So, y'all, thank you for being here. I wish I could have been here a lot earlier than now, but I'm here. And if you are a patron, I'm having a problem logging into Patreon and they're trying to get it all straightened out for me. So hopefully by tomorrow, I'll be back to posting over there as well. So please enjoy the rest of your night. And I'll definitely set up another live stream because there is another topic I do want to talk about. Yeah, let this place fall. We don't have to help do anything for anyone other than ourselves. Let's spend these last days helping ourselves, not other groups, just ourselves. Shalom, family.